Hey, Bart.
Good to see you. Welcome back.
Yeah, always.
Seems odd. You're here earlier in the day and earlier in the week.
Well, you're not going to be open on Thursday.
Yes, Thursday, JTV will be telecasting the Northwest graduation, so our whole crew will be on site there.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
No, and I was supposed to be here yesterday with you on the Tony Open.
That's
so
right. The Tony Open yesterday. Dave Consolino and John Cross
Right.
were here.
Right.
To you know what John Cross's wife calls him?
Oh, I don't. We can't say it on TV, can we?
Jack.
Jack.
She calls him Jack.
Why?
I don't know.
Huh.
Jack.
This is name
yeah.
is Jack. You learned that yesterday?
No, I knew a long time ago. We went to their 45 years ago. We went to their house for dinner, and she was saying, "Where's Jack?" It's like, Jack, and I'm thinking they got a dog. It's
Yeah,
just
right.
Jack. It was him. It was John.
Huh.
All right. So you've been a chairperson. You've been a golfer. You've been a fundraiser. It's a pretty big deal, the Tony Open.
I mean, you know, it has been. I mean, it's a golf outing for a good cause, obviously, and yeah, I remember back when Tony started. I mean, I was there the first event, obviously, and they've raised a lot of money, and you know, it's been a nice event. They did a good job.
Did Tony ever yell at you?
I don't remember him ever yelling at me.
No?
I think he could,
Yeah.
but no.
He's very persuasive.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, he would have been a good insurance salesman or
I
something.
don't think he never yelled, but he was very persuasive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he did a good job. I always thought between him and Father Coyle and remember Father Coyle?
You know, it's funny you say that because yesterday I was comparing him to Father Coyle.
Oh yeah.
When Dave Consolino was there, he's very he would sell you something and you didn't know you bought it
Yeah.
until you got the bill.
No, I mean Father Coyle can get about anything done.
Well, that's how he raised over $2 million over $2 million over the.
Yeah. It's been great for cancer research and.
Yeah. Still opportunity, call or email Phil Consolino. Phil's watching right now. He's been watching.
Is he going to watch again right now?
He's watching right now.
Because he called me. He wanted me to talk about it.
He's coming up next week.
But yeah, no,
So-
it's a good group.
How did you golf? It was a good warm up to the Tony Open, the chamber outing yesterday. How did you golf?
I really golf pretty terrible, thank you. I am just. I tell you, right now, I need a lesson, and maybe a psychologist, you know, or something.
It's a mind game.
Yeah, what it drives me crazy. I cannot get. I think I've told you this before. I used to have a groove swing, and you got. I mean, you think those pros, and they hit thousands of golf balls, you know, all the time. I used to have. I could always play, whether I did play a lot or I didn't play a lot. I'd go out there and I'd just have a good swing. Well, about 10 years ago, I lost it, and I just. And I think it's maybe after playing softball for a while there, or whatever it was, I could have lost. I don't have the confidence to know if I'm hitting a ball 100 yards to green, which typically most people can do that okay. I'm not sure if I can do it or not. So it's kind of in your head. Before I step up there, man, no big deal, and hit it fairly close, and I know my score is going to be within about 6 strokes. But now I'm just kind of a basket case or something out there.
Well, you've always had a funny looking swing.
No. Don't tell me you got that now. Come on here, dude.
No, we don't have that. No, anyone that's seen you golf, they're going to agree with me.
Well, I've changed my swing. I used to step through it. It's kind of funny, you know, I did all this stuff. But I used to be able to just run up to and hit it and whatever else. Good hand-eye coordination. But
Yeah, that's a good point. Upstairs, there's this Charles Barkley swing. Have you ever seen Charles Barkley swing?
I think I have. I don't really remember it. But Charles probably bends both of his arms like he's going to hit a baseball or a hockey.
Stop right before he hits the ball.
You stop, and you stop.
He'll stop mid-swing.
Really?
Yeah.
And then he'll hit it. It's weird.
That is
You
weird.
stop, and then you hack at it.
Yeah.
Me, you saying? You don't even know. What are you talking about here, Willis?
We're going to find it. We'll find. I'm sure we have. But we do. Your friend, one of your old kiddie baseball friends, Dorn. He stopped by this morning.
We stopped by this morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
To let you know that one of your old
John Kern passed away, yeah. let me see if John's in that picture. Oh, it's right here. I can look there too.
Is he
What
in
am I
this
talking
picture?
about? Wait a second.
Well, where's Rick? Rick
There's
is
Barry Glick on the
third
left
from the
side,
left
Ford
and-
Kennedy,
Third from the left in
Kim
the front
Kennedy.
row.
Bob Potts, Roger, John O'Connell.
I
And
don't
there's
have
Dorn
the-
right there at the top of the right. I guess on this team he was, but he was on Parkside's team.
This is Southwest Little League.
This is Southwest Little League, right? And he was on. But John Kern, who passed away this past week, I guess it was, and I really wanted to go to the funeral I think the funeral was on Sunday. I think it was a Saturday. It was Saturday or Sunday, and I wanted to do it, and then I couldn't do it because, I mean, John was one of those guys, you know, and he wasn't like my best friend, but a friend. And when you saw John, he always had a smile on his face, and he was a good guy. He was a left-handed guy, and a good baseball player, and he was just a good guy. I mean, I really, I'd run into him about once a year around Jackson somewhere, and always enjoy seeing him.
Was he on the Knickerbockers?
Yeah. Let me see that one right here. I don't think he was, so I think John was more Parkside with me. Even though Dorn, like you say. Huh. No.
He was on Parkside.
Well, Parkside, what year was that one right there? I'm trying to think, because John was a year older than me. Yeah, it might be up here there on the left side, that's Jerry Schaefer on the far left, and then just to the right of him on the top, that might be John. It kind of looks like him.
Notice all the
Yeah.
guys have the same glasses like they were handed out by the military.
I think they must have been free. No, I don't know. In fact, yeah, Alan Wade there, you know, Alan Wade, who was a great baseball player, went on to play at Western Michigan.
Someone was suggesting we have a Parkside museum.
Parkside Museum.
Museum, like a sports museum. You know, Hall of Fame, we've got Tony Dungy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well,
Magic Johnson played at Parkside.
I remember, yeah, and you saw that interview that your son did, which was a really good interview. And Magic, I mean, that dome was such a big deal back then, such a big deal, because there wasn't hardly another dome in the state like that.
Mhm.
At least that's definitely at a high school level. But that dome had been built, what, 1965 or something like that, I think it was.
Whenever the school was
Yeah,
built.
the school was open probably 65-ish. I wasn't there at that time, it was after that, but at 65, 66, and that dome, which was a huge deal for the state of Michigan. And Magic talked about it coming down and everything too.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, yeah, John was a good guy, you know, last week. Did I talk about Jimmy Miller passing away?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I called him Clyde. He was a great guy. Yeah, I bet your family knew him too. But Clyde was a good guy. I couldn't believe how talented the guy he does. A ski patrol guy, became a teacher. I mean, volunteered for different stuff. Went to
Yes.
church about every day. I mean, he's just a good golfer. He was quite the guy.
Everybody loved Jim Miller.
And I knew Jim because our daughters played a lot of different type of games, or it's between soccer and basketball and stuff like that. But I never got as close. I know the Miller family forever, and I wish I had spent more time with the guy. He was a good guy.
Huge family.
Huge family.
I
Yeah.
think Jim was one of like
12.
12 kids.
Yeah. Leo, and I know his mom. I can see his mom right now. Nice-looking blonde-haired lady. Jeez, can't think of it. His dad was quite the character.
I can picture their house.
Yeah. Well, it used to be by Parkside.
Yeah.
There. And yeah. God, I'm trying to think of her name. I can't think of it. But yeah, he was a great guy. He was a great guy too. And Jimmy was a pilot too. That's right. I forgot about that. He was a pilot, and he came out later on in life and that. So.
I didn't know he was a pilot till recently.
Yeah. No, he was a pilot too. So he could do all kinds of things. And his dad was a pilot in World War II. And that brings up Memorial Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I honest to God, this morning, thought about my dad, who was a World War II guy, and
My dad was Korea.
was he a Korean guy?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because I'm younger than you are.
Yeah, I know. You are? Yeah, but just think, you know, Memorial Day weekend, we kind of take some of these things as a day off. It's I think it's pretty special to think people that did serve. I never served. Actually, I would have served and I got my number for Vietnam, and I got at the time a deferral because I was in college. And I was thinking, oh boy, it's getting towards the end, and then they shut it off when I was still in college. But probably might have had to go. And I would have went, not that I wanted to, and not that it was a war that made any sense, but it was something else. But these guys that went away to war in World War II, if they hadn't been there, we'd all be speaking a different language today. I can tell you that right now. And Europe would be, and everybody else would have been. And it's so we owe a lot to anybody that has gone into the military, and especially served during a wartime. Wow, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine it. Nowadays, all the sophistication, the way with all the technology and stuff we have, it's just, back then it was just put a gun in your hand, and we did have some planes that worked okay, not great, but worked okay. But yeah, Memorial Day weekend, so special weekend together. We always go to a parade, on Memorial Day, and it's the hokiest parade, but it's a pretty fun tradition. My dad used to always do it too, and just fun little parade, and we do that. I don't think, does Jackson have a Memorial Day parade?
Yes, Jackson does have Memorial Day parade on Monday morning.
On Monday morning?
Spring Arbor
Oh,
has
yes,
one.
I know Sparta.
Yeah. Brooklyn and
Clark
Lake.
I think there's other ones too. I really
Yeah,
think
Grass
there's other
Lake. There's, all over the area, the local veterans groups pretty much organizing
Yeah.
these.
So, we're going to honor all them this weekend, which I think is a great thing to do. We used to have a few shows where your wife would come up with some crazy things for us to try, to eat, and everything, And I went today and got a chicken sandwich, and they had pickle lemonade.
Pickle lemonade?
Pickle lemonade.
That doesn't sound good at all. Where was this?
And I like pickles, and I said, that's what people buy. I said, yeah, it's pretty popular. I said, okay, I'll try one. So I got a frozen lemonade pickle lemonade, whatever they call it. And it wasn't bad, but I'd rather had the lemonade by itself. The pickle lemonade. I mean, I saw a pickle beer the other day out there. I didn't try it. I'm not a big drinker, but it's, it's just weird, all these combinations now that you go to places. And they
Where
put
was
in
this pickle lemonade?
it actually was I was going today for the first time in Jackson to Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I'll go to Chick-fil-A today, try it out again. I go occasionally when we're out of town. And the line was a little longer than I wanted to wait in. So I drove across the street to Popeyes. No.
No way.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty good food. I really thought their chicken sandwich was pretty good. They had the pickle lemonade, limited time basis.
Big surprise there. Well, thanks for coming in, and I'm sure
My
we'll
pleasure.
be seeing you around town. And
Yeah, definitely. We got
Good. Yeah, watch for Rick in the Clark Lake Memorial Day parade. From the Walton Insurance Group, Ric Walton.